The X factor that I think no one can work out when it comes to preferences are the so-called freedom parties and all their different types and where they go. What do you want to say to the people watching us right now, regional Victoria, affecting places like Corangamite, Indi, those sorts of places, about what they should be doing with their second preference?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. It's great to be with you and your viewers. I've spent the day on the pre-poll in Shepparton in the seat of Nichols today. And, you know, I think your opening remarks were dead right. This is a knife fight. This is guerrilla warfare on the streets of regional towns and suburbs around our country because there is so much at stake this time. And when I go out and about, this is a time for patriots who care about the future of our country to not inexplicitly or accidentally or because they're trying to send a message here or the other way to hand Anthony Albanese the keys to the lodge. Patriots need to stand up and put a number one next to their Liberal or their National or their CLP or their LNP candidate to make sure that the coalition is returned. We are behind in the polls. We are the underdog, but they are narrowing. And so the choice is clear, it's stark, and the future of our country is at stake.
What about Albo in this week-long pre-victory lap, right? They've learned nothing from Shorten last time. With his victory rally in Brisbane, to his hiding behind Mark McGowan in Western Australia, home game at the National Press Club tomorrow, hiding costings after the ads all come out. Of course, if he wins, it's all genius. But I tell you what, if he doesn't, these are the giant breadcrumbs along the way. And he's saying that his legacy will be climate. Roll this one.
Yeah, look, Paul, I just can't get over this guy that he's had 3 years to prepare for the toughest job in our country at an unprecedented time, recovering from a global pandemic with geopolitical tensions, not just in our own region, but around the world. If this guy's successful on Saturday, he's not facing an Australian press pack. He's heading off to a Quad meeting where we're talking about the future security of our region with our partners. He cannot stand up to our press pack. He can't even answer basic questions about his own policy or his costings. He did a runner today, leaves a premier to mop it all up, or either leaves his shadow ministers to mop it up. He is simply not up for the job. And I think Australians are starting to see through that.
But then what about him saying that climate is his legacy, James?
Well, I mean, that's a pitch to his own base. But I don't think that if you look at the actual polls of where people are concerned about things, you know, you're going to get, because what do we think is the most important thing? Cost of living, right? Cost of living is what Australians are absolutely most concerned about in every single poll that I'm reading. And that far and away outstrips climate change. That connects with them in a way that climate change doesn't. Where the people are voting for climate change, they're already voting for Labor or they're voting for the Greens, with 80% of those preferences flowing through already to Labor. So I just don't think that that's a real vote mover.